Hey, what's going on there, folks? Earthmaster here checking in. It is January 4th, 2019, 6:05 p.m. here, my time, on the west coast of California, where we got a pretty good sized low pressure system coming in tomorrow to drop us quite a bit of rainfall, lots of wind, and feet of snow up in the mountains there. So, yeah, we definitely need it. It's been a relatively dry winter for us, so time to catch up to the normal precipitation amount here, hopefully, if not exceed it, which would be actually really cool. Taking a look at the earthquake 3D globe over here. Shows the last 24 hours of activity relatively quiet. I can even go back a little bit further and we can still see the quietness that endures out here around most of the Pacific Ring of Fire, which is the Pacific plate, largest plate out here that's covering the, half the planet, right? The Pacific Ocean. Fiji out here in the region of the Pacific Ring of Fire is relatively quiet. Extraordinarily quiet, actually. I can go back a couple more days here, and we do not see much activity at all in this usually active region of the Pacific Ring of Fire. Now, normally, if you watch my videos, we've seen quite a bit of deep activity out here. Almost continuously. It seems like there's every other day there's quite a deep earthquake in this region here, which is very known. I should say it's well known for some deep activity, and that's not being seen over the last couple days here, if not the last few days. Most of the activity occurring well west over here around the Indonesia Islands region. Pretty much just a cluster, bunched up cluster of 4s and some lower 5s in there as well, with a 5.0 being the most recent earthquake in that cluster of activity. Other than that, relatively locked out there in the Pacific plate section. So it'd be interesting to see where this activity stirs back up at, or I should say ruptures at. 4.1 off the coast of Northern California. Relatively, well, it's a light earthquake. I'm not going to say that's a strong earthquake, but it is some renewed activity. We haven't seen much activity out here off the coast of California and Oregon in quite some time, so we'll watch that closely. A lot of activity continuing down just south of the Baja California region there, with a couple upper 4s and lower 4s as well, and of course your standard normal everyday chilly earthquakes out here in the 3s and 4 range of the magnitudes. So right now, I think this is kind of like the calm before the storm, folks. We're looking at just a little period of quietness, I think, before we're going to see a little bit of uptick in activity. The question is where? And normally we look towards these quiet zones, and there's quite a bit of them right now. Most likely, we could see something up here around the Philippine Islands region or close to Japan, as they have not seen a lot of activity either. But then again, Fiji has been well absent of activity, so I wouldn't doubt if we start to see some larger magnitudes down there with some deep movement. So that might be something to watch there very closely. We have seen some major deep earthquakes out there in the past, so we can definitely see a large magnitude earthquake strike out here in the deep range, where this area kind of just seems to start off as deep earthquakes. So we'll keep an eye on this cluster of nothingness right now, right? I should say the quietness. So yeah, live seismograph stations right now looking pretty quiet. Little spike of an earthquake right there in Southern California near Barrett, California, down around San Diego. Other than that, folks, not a whole lot of activity occurring as we speak. Like I say, that could all change, and we'll keep an eye on it. Taking a look at the USGS, I guess on a different scale here real quick. I'll show you guys latest earthquakes here. Magnitude 2.5 and above. Like I said, not a whole lot of activity over the last 24 hours. This is just one day of activity. And like I said, we had that 4.1 off the coast of Northern California. And that's, it's not I guess it's not worrisome, but it's something to watch, as Of course, everyone knows what's out there. That's the Cascadia subduction zone region, where we are very capable of having some majorly large earthquakes out there. So we will keep an eye on that. This here occurred about 148 kilometers west of Brookings, Oregon, at a depth of 10 kilometers. No reports, of course, being way out there in the ocean. I would hope nobody would feel that 4.1 on land, considering it's that far off of the coast there. So, yeah, we will keep an eye on it. The rest of California out there, let's go back over here and check the Caltech Nevada website here. It shows relatively quiet conditions out there. A couple smaller twos out there around the Bay Area, around San Jose and Oakland region. Other than that, there's nothing of interest to even worry about here in California. Relatively quiet conditions out there. Yellowstone thumbnails here shows a couple smaller earthquakes there occurring out around the Borehole region. Lake Yellowstone still missing from the overview, although I do have that pulled up on the live seismograph stations here. So we will keep an eye on that, but just a little bit minor activity out there, folks. Nothing major. You know, the swarm, the earthquake swarm that I mentioned about here a couple days ago, you know, I guess it's still happening, but on a very mellow note. You can see around Borehole right there, just the those little blue spikes there indicating some earthquake activity. And it's let's see if I can pull this up a little bit closer here for you guys, so you guys can see here. There you go. You got Borehole right in the center there, showing 3 red spikes. Just relatively small earthquakes there, folks. Nothing, nothing too major out there in the beautiful Yellowstone area. Let's see what else we got out here. Well, let me see here. Hold on a second here. I was going to show you guys something, but I guess I'll pass on that. But yeah. So anyway, you know, just stay tuned. It is kind of quiet right now around the globe. You know, there's just a lot of quiet zones currently at the moment that are not really showing any type of activity over the past couple days. So the only place I could guesstimate here where we're definitely going to see something here real soon is the Fiji Islands region. And it's going to be a deep earthquake. Magnitude's probably going to be a little bit deep, or a little bit larger than what we've seen before. You know, normally we see upper 4s, lower 5s, way deep down there, around 600 kilometers. So with this period of quietness and buildup, we could easily see something above the 6.0 magnitude range within this vicinity here of the Fiji Islands region, where it's just absolutely quiet with any type of activity. So anyway, folks, that will be the last update tonight, unless something happens out there. It is Friday night. Please stay it safe. Please play it safe out there, as always, and have a backup plan for any type of situation you may find yourself in out there. You know, just always be prepared for any type of activity, whether you live in California or Oklahoma. I mean, they're both earthquake country, right? Looks like Oklahoma had some snow out there last night or yesterday. I think about 6 to 8 inches of snowfall right around the Oklahoma City area. Darn it. I wish I could have been out there. Anyway, folks, have a good night, and we'll catch you guys a little bit later on. Peace out. Stay safe, man. All right, peace.